All right, let's talk about something that can totally change the game for you and your team. We're diving into the Atomic Habits philosophy. The core idea? It's all about how these tiny, consistent changes can, believe it or not, lead to some pretty incredible results. Ready? Let's jump in.
So, does this hit home for you? I mean, if you're ambitious, if you're a leader, you know this feeling, that constant drive to get better, right? But the path to making real change, it can feel so huge, so overwhelming, and honestly, it just feels impossible to keep up. And you know why it feels so hard? Because we've all been sold this idea, this story, that if you want big results, you've got to make these massive, earth-shattering changes. You know, go big or go home. But here's the thing. What if that whole approach isn't just hard? What if it's just wrong?
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, the myth of big change. It's this belief that you need huge, immediate action to reach your goals. But think about it. That all-or-nothing mindset? That's exactly why so many of our great plans just fizzle out before we even really get started.
But there is another way, a much better way actually. There's this world-renowned habits expert, James Clear, and he has spent years, literally years, digging into the science of how habits work, and he found a path change that's way more effective, way more sustainable. It's all laid out in his massive bestseller, Atomic Habits.
So, what's the big secret? What's the alternative? Well, Clear's whole idea is built on this really simple but honestly profound concept that he calls atomic habits.
Okay, so what on earth is an atomic habit? Well, think tiny. I mean, almost ridiculously small changes. But here's the magic trick. It's all about the compound effect. You know how money compounds in a bank account? It's just like that. These tiny habits, they build on each other day after day until, boom, they turn into these huge, life-altering results. So real change? It's not about that one giant leap. It's about a whole bunch of tiny little steps.
And the real power here isn't just how small these actions are. Seriously, we are not talking about going out and running a marathon tomorrow. We're talking about just putting on your running shoes. That's it. Not a crazy diet overhaul, just drinking one extra glass of water. Clear talks about things like doing 2 push-ups a day, or waking up just 5 minutes earlier. These things are so small, it feels kind of silly not to do them, right?
Now, this whole philosophy isn't just some nice idea. It's not just theory. It actually comes with a practical, hands-on toolkit that's designed to help you put all of this into action. This is where the rubber meets the road.
So inside this toolkit, Clear lays out these simple but, wow, really powerful techniques. For example, there's habit stacking. The idea is you just link a new habit to something you already do without thinking. Like, after I pour my morning coffee, I'll meditate for 1 minute. Easy. Then there's the 2-minute rule. This is brilliant. You just shrink any new habit down to a 2-minute version. So read before bed just becomes read 1 page. And he talks about the Goldilocks zone, finding that sweet spot where a task is just hard enough to be interesting, but not so hard that you just give up. So you might be thinking, okay, this sounds good, but why does it actually work? Well, it's not just some feel-good idea. This whole Atomic Habits thing is built on a really solid foundation of science. Yeah, it's actually rooted in neuroscience. It's designed to work with our brains, not against them. It taps into this thing called the habit loop. There's a cue, which leads to a craving, then a response, and finally a reward. So by making that response, the habit, super tiny and the reward feel good, you're basically hacking your own brain to build good habits automatically.
And listen, the proof is really in the pudding here. This isn't just for, someone trying to go to the gym more. Clear tells these incredible stories of Olympic gold medalists, top-tier CEOs, and brilliant scientists. All of them have used these exact same principles to get to the top of their game.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Adam Grant, the best-selling author of Originals, he calls his book engaging and hands-on. Literally the guide you need. When a guy like that, an expert in this stuff, gives an endorsement that strong, you gotta pay attention.
So, let's bring it all home. What's the end game here? What does all this actually mean for you, for your career, your team, for your whole life?
Well, here's the big promise, and it's a powerful one. If you just focus on getting 1% better every single day, the long-term result isn't just good, it's revolutionary. It's those tiny, consistent efforts that really separate the good from the truly great. And not just at work, but in your relationships, your health, everything. So I'm going to leave you with a question. Let's just forget about that massive life overhaul for a minute. Just based on everything we just talked about, what's one atomic change you could make, like right now, today, to start building a better system for yourself?
because that's where it all begins.